So what is going on, guys? This is not DBG here, but as you can see behind me, I sometimes am DBG, the 2K channel. But, so lads, today we're going to be talking about the Fever training camp. So, we have already done 2 breakdown videos. We've broke down their lineups and we broke down their offense. And in this video, we're going to break down certain things we have seen from the Indiana Fever's defense and why it looks a lot more promising this season. Because, yes, obviously the Indiana Fever are... Like, there are positives and negatives. There are some bad defensive clips when it comes to the Fever, but thankfully, the Indiana Fever's defense or the defensive lapses have come from some of the rookies. They've come from players that we know aren't going to make the team, and their offensive lapses their good defense have been from players that we're confident are going to make the team. So anyway, yeah, obviously these clips are from Chloe Peterson, who was there recording the Indiana Fever's training camp, day 1. And as time goes on in training camp, we're going to be looking at even more clips and everything like that. So we're going to be breaking down this defensive possession right here. And we're going to be looking at every single bit of the defense. And again, a lot of you guys might be thinking I'm going into way too much detail on this, and that is absolutely fine. If you guys want to see, want somebody to not go into absolutely stupid detail on every single bit of the Indiana Fever's offseason, then this is not the place for you. Yeah, this is not the place for you if you don't want to go into stupid detail on every single thing. But yeah, so let's just take a look. So obviously this defensive possession here, ball goes to Coulson. They're picking up ball immediately. They go and switch that screen. They blitz the screen really well. Good board there by DeWanna Bonner. And we're just going to watch the defense here. Bad defense there by Dantas. Great job by Timpson, just kind of scaring players. And all in all, a little bit of a struggle. They do a really bad job getting through the screen. Bench lineup do not do a good job. Do a really bad job on defense here outside Michaela Timpson. I'm going to be honest. They do a really, really, really bad job on defense in this possession here. And Natasha Howard hits the shot. So, at the end of the day, we're mostly going to be looking at the starters. The starters and the players that you know are going to make the team. And you can see just from a communication standpoint how much better it is. So, you can see right here. They're going. And Sydney Coulson is open. First thing we see, Aaliyah Boston directing traffic, making sure DeWanna Bonner's on Coulson. So I saw some clips. Coulson and Clark are meant to be guarding each other. Obviously, they get caught in transition. In transition defense, you just take whoever's there. So, obviously, Aaliyah Boston directing traffic. So DeWanna Bonner gets back in time. Just because of her length, it doesn't allow Coulson to beat them. So far we're looking Aaliyah Boston playing in perfect position right here. She's got herself back super fast on defense. Aaliyah Boston looking in good shape. And because of where Aaliyah Boston is on defense, Natasha Howard obviously between player and basket. Timpson seems a little bit hesitant on offense in this whole possession, to be fair. But Aaliyah Boston's down in a position where Coulson can't really go left. Can't take this drive into here because Boston's back. And she can also cover the trailer. So Jaylen Brown. So good communication there. Ball's there to Dantas. What's her name? Is back. Aaliyah Boston's back. And immediately, you can see right here, Caitlin Clark pointing towards Kelsey Mitchell. If you guys don't remember, this is how their season ended. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell in opposite positions. Clark was up high. Kelsey Mitchell was down low. And both players went to, I don't know who it was, but it was the equivalent of Jaylen Brown left Marina Mabry open. Both players went to the cutter and left the player that was rising up and left the ball. This was how they lost their season last year. Immediately, the ball switched. A nice semi-denial there from Kelsey Mitchell. So playing the ball screen, you can see right here, Aaliyah Boston, or Damaris Dantas is there on the ball screen. So instead of last year, where they played they had no tactics for screens. They had no tactics on screens last year. Last year, it was just guard the screens. So immediately you can see Kelsey Mitchell. First of all, she's playing quite high here, but she's actually not in very good position right here. Like, if Hull's smart, a mini jab step left gets her right into that screen. But you can see, jumps to ice the screen, and Aaliyah Boston straight away. Aaliyah Boston is straight away over to soft hedge this realistically. She's soft hedging this, and then as soon as it looks like Lexi Hull's picking the dribble, she's got a hand in to potentially get a steal or something to make it awkward, and obviously into a mini sort of trap. While this is happening, there's no ability. She's able to come back and not risk the hesitation because Caitlin Clark is playing help right there. DeWanna Bonner is playing help right there. And then, obviously, Kelsey Mitchell short. Lexi Hull gets the pass above Kelsey Mitchell. And Aaliyah Boston's back to contest the three-point shot. Again, you'd like Aaliyah Boston to be a little bit closer on the three. But how many centers that Aaliyah Boston's going to be guarding in the league, not named Damaris Dantas, is going to be able to pull that quick, to have a quick trigger? Dolson, that's it. Even the other ones that can shoot don't have a quick trigger like Dantas. But like at the pro level, normally if a player is able to rise up, it's not that much of a contest in rhythm. So rebound right here is pushed. If we want to look in transition, first thing is Jaylen Brown taking ball. Cool, Jaylen Brown taking ball, but Jaylen Brown gets lost. She gets completely lost on this possession. So what you can see Jaylen Brown doing is she's guarding ball here, and she's pointing to guard Caitlin Clark. Ideally, if you're Jaylen Brown, you kind of stunt and come back. But at the same time, it's not entirely her fault. But you can see Colson's going to Caitlin Clark. Colson sees what Jaylen Brown is doing. Colson's getting to Caitlin Clark and beating Caitlin Clark to this spot right here. Whereas Jaylen Brown is just kind of completely lost here. Damaris Dantas does a really bad job on defense here. She gets caught by Aaliyah Boston here. And in fairness, okay recovery by Jaylen there. Lexi Hull is guarding nobody. Like, Lexi Hull has forgot who she's meant to be guarding on defense. Like, Michaela Timpson, oh dear Lord, she jumps high. Michaela Timpson jumps and gets thrown out of play. If Kelsey Mitchell makes the best thing that they could have done is Natasha Howard just taking Dantas out of play and Kelsey Mitchell diving here. But Lexi Hull gets completely lost here. The ball's kicked out, swung to Caitlin Clark. Then off this screen right here, there's no communication. And unlike, you can see, there's no real communication here. So unlike the last time where there was a switch, the best thing to do in this situation is for Colson and Hull to switch this screen. There's no communication at all. And then it allows Kelsey Mitchell to force the switch onto Damaris Dantas and force Dantas to guard Natasha Howard in this scenario. And then all that does is, forces Hull to guard Natasha Howard. And all that does is allow the mismatch. So, very poor defense by the bench team after a really good defense possession by the main team. I think Michaela Timpson did an okay job of deterring at the rim, but that's really it, to be honest, in that possession. And then another very concerning defensive possession from the bench team is this one right here. So there's nothing really to talk too much about with the starting team. Nothing really happens in this offense. It looks to be at the end of practice though, so I'm not going to be that annoyed. But you can see right here, Bree Turner goes under the screen. Bree Turner and Caitlin Clark go under that screen on Colson. Colson throws the ball to nowhere. That's not a good defense. That's not a great defense possession. I mean, good. DeWanna Bonner played a good defensive possession there. Bree Turner should not be standing there. If you're gonna go under the screen on Colson, you got to be a step back. Either way though, Colson, I don't know who she threw it to. DeWanna Bonner maybe, but this right here is really concerning. So Caitlin Clark is walking down the floor. Bree Hall is chilling barely on screen. And in this scenario right here, Jaylen Brown is running back. She's meant to be guarding DeWanna Bonner. And just look at what happens in this possession right here. She's not guarding DeWanna Bonner. She's actually not. If DeWanna Bonner runs to the basket, Caitlin Clark is a layup. But also, she's at least guarding somebody. Yvonne Ejim is doing nothing here. Bree Hall is not even past halfway. Yvonne Ejim's guarding nobody. Colson, in fairness, has here. Actually, in fairness, Yvonne Ejim probably does have Bree Turner here. But this all comes from Bree Hall just not running back and the whole team scrambling. Gilly Lane's pointing here. And the problem is that Yvonne Ejim should be back a little bit further and Gilly Lane should be going to Caitlin Clark. And then what's forced to happen is now, because look, if you're looking at this scenario right here, both Gilly Lane and Jaylen Brown are guarding DeWanna Bonner. Actually, sorry, that's Gillia Lane's job. First of all, if Bree Hall's not going to get past the halfway line, I don't know what's happening, but that is Gillia Lane's job, not the point. DeWanna Bonner is clearly being guarded. You've clearly got like someone in help there, but all you're seeing looking at this here now is Bree Hall still guarding nobody. And in fairness to Yvonne Ejim, I was about to say Yvonne Ejim should have ran back further, but she's guarding Bree Hall. Yvonne Ejim tries. She tries to get there. And Jaylen Brown tries. Like, that is the fault of Bree Hall and Gillia Lane. I thought actually maybe that was that was poor by Jaylen Brown. But actually, in fairness, Jaylen Brown is guarding DeWanna Bonner in transition. So, and Gillia Lane obviously deciding not to pick up the Clark. Not to pick up Caitlin. And Bree Hall, I don't know what she's doing. Tired maybe. But I'm sorry, there's 5 seconds left to go. I don't care if this is training camp. There's 5 seconds left to go. You can go for one more possession. Not great defense. At the same time, look, Bree Hall has 4 years of good defense at South Carolina. So I'm not going to be too like, I'm going to go too hard on like Bree, on Bree Hall, because in fairness to her, like, she has being a good defender, and Caitlin Clark headbutts the wall after making the 3. So yeah, the defense, I don't even know when it comes to the defense how I feel it'll be. I think it'll be better than last year. I think there's a lot of, we saw the starters having some quite good defense rotations, but I think the real big change in their defense, if you guys look at their defense, with the starters especially, the communication is big. And if you just look through a lot of different things, and through a lot of the different sets, and just a lot of the times they're getting stops, it seems, a major reason for that is the help side defense of DeWanna Bonner. She has so much length. She can be a weak side rebounder. She can be a weak side shot blocker, a weak side defender. And what her on the weak side allows you to do is allows you to overplay the strong side a little bit, because she can deny those passing lanes. She can deny a lot of drives. She can play a little bit at the basket. And if she has a weak matchup on the weak side, she can be that weak side help defender to kind of play like a just a sweeper almost. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.